Could you put my memory?
All right, 7:22 right now. Football season is coming to a close. That means fantasy football championship games are coming too. Here were some last-minute tips and advice how to prepare even for next year. Jeff Coruccini with Ready, Set, Go Sports.
How you doing, Brian?
Good. How are you?
Good. We've got some tips. First of all, if you're playing in a championship, congratulations.
Really?
Like they say, this is what you study all those stats for, and we know that right now this is the weekend to do it.
So a lot of people didn't even get to this point. They're already out?
Yep, they're out.
Really? Okay.
They're out. So what we've got is a couple of players that maybe traditionally people wouldn't start on their roster. For example, Jay Cutler, a rookie quarterback playing for Denver. He is playing real well. He's scored 2 touchdowns the last 3 games that he's been in, so he's a good play if you don't have a stud already. Another player, there's some running backs out there, for example, Cedric Benson with the Chicago Bears. Chicago's one of the only teams that has clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs, so they may rest their starter, Thomas Jones. Another player is Ron Dane, a running back for Houston. He's going against Indianapolis. They've been tough, but their running defense isn't that
really
good.
Bad.
Yeah.
A lot of that, you look at the team they're playing against.
Absolutely.
And at this point, for a fantasy football guy like me who doesn't really know much about it, next year I promise I'm going to know everything.
We're going to get you in the league.
You're going to get me going. But at this point, though, when it gets to the playoffs, is your fantasy football?
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. The off season has already started.
Okay.
So some tips going into next year. I mean, NFL football is so popular right now that people are paying attention to it year round. So we've got some tips for some of your listeners and fans. Starting in March and April is a good time to keep an eye on free agency. That's when free agency takes place. That's when players, their contracts are up. There's player movement. There's coaches movement. And then in the April timeframe is the NFL draft. So it's time to pay attention to which players are being drafted by what teams. And then you start looking at the May-June timeframe to see how did these teams address their weaknesses in free agency and in the NFL draft.
Fantasy football is not just during the football season.
No,
it's a year-round thing.
It's year-round. And then you've got coming into the July-August timeframe, mini camps are getting started, so you want to pay attention to the rookies. A lot of times people get excited about rookie players, but the only position where rookies tend to be successful is the running back position. You see that. A lot of tight ends and wide receivers that are drafted, they have high hopes for them, but they don't really pan out. Another thing is that rookies coming out of college, they're not used to playing such a long season in the NFL. So in the July-August timeframe, you want to start paying attention to how well they're doing in camp, who's getting hurt, what teams are playing well, and what other weaknesses they may have.
Let me put you on the spot. Are you in a league, and how are you doing?
Well, I'm in 3 of them, and actually I got knocked out of all 3 of them in the semifinals last week. I have to be honest, I can't lie, because otherwise the guys on my team are going to know.
They're going to know you're giving them this. Okay, remind people, Jeff, how they can find out more about fantasy football tips, your website.
Yep, that fantasyfootballstarters.com is our website, and anybody that emails me, Jeff at fantasyfootballstarters.com, we will give them free access to all of our tools. We've had such a great response, Brian, from this show that we're going to give it extended all the way through May. So they can come to our site, free access to the tools, listen to our podcast, check out the forums. Russ Bliss, one of our writers, is updating the site weekly, so we'll have lots of information.
Nice, and you all hooked in with a lot of other organizations.
Absolutely. ESPN. We are also hooked in with AOL as well as Sprint. So we're excited about it, and we want to thank you for this great opportunity.
Well, thank you for coming in. Fantasy football, I mean, it's not going away. People love this stuff, don't they?
It is.
And we're going to get you back next year and have you in a time slot, and people can tune in and do their thing.
Looking forward to it. Thanks,
all right,
Brian.
Jeff, thanks for coming in. All right, everybody, we're going to have a little bit more news after the break. We're going to tell you how people are keeping tabs on Santa's trip around the world tonight. Stick around. We'll tell you how to do it at home. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.